should I be like?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, to start this interview off, just tell me your name and age.
My name's Walker Lyon. I'm 17, and I'm a music man, I guess.
So, what do you like to do for fun?
So I obviously like making music, I like cooking it up. I do a lot of like just sports such as like swim, some climbing. I'm working on it. A lot of quarantine's really gotten me trying to go a little extreme. If that's like day and night, man. I've been practicing trying to do MMA and all this stuff. Like I literally just punching in my room and crap. But that's what it's come to.
So you said that that quarantine has gotten you've done different things.
Mm-hmm. You could call it like early midlife crisis, but it's probably good for you. You know, like in the summertime, that was when I was going all out, just grinding out the whole music thing, and I think it paid off. So I'm grateful for that. You know.
So tell me more about the music. Like, when did that start, and what caused that to start?
So I think it started around like 2017 when it's something about me and my friends joking around making raps or something. And so I was like, I want to make beats for this stuff. And so I got this software, it's called FL Studio. It's kind of cheap, not really. I mean, it's like $200, but basically I started messing around on that, making like kind of weird 80s synth things. And then I was like, I think I'm ready to put my voice in this. And I'd been doing guitar for like maybe 2 years before then, so I was okay at it. So I decided to just kind of combine it all together.
So did all that extra time during the beginning of quarantine, did that really help you like jumpstart what you had been wanting to do for a while, or like accelerate it? Or?
Yeah, 100%. When I figured out that I didn't have to go to school for, at the time, I think they said like it was at least a month. In my mind, I was like, okay, no school, it's go time. And so for day and night, I mean, obviously I wasn't like grinding super hard, or it was just fun stuff. And I figured I would post it. And after my first song came out, I think it was, it was more of my first quarantine song. It was called Take Me to the Sea. And I put it on SoundCloud, and it got like 700 views or something, which is pretty good for kind of a beginner. So I was like, maybe it's time to put this on Spotify and like take this seriously-ish, you know?
Yeah, and so after you put that first song out, was that when you're like, okay, I'm going to start making more music and putting more things out there because, okay, that's...
Totally, yeah. After that, I think I was making like one song every 2 weeks or something like that. And these days it's kind of leveled out to like, once a month or something. I've been on and off trying to figure out what I want to do. But for that summer, yeah, it was a lot of songs in like a short period of time.
So do you think that COVID, do you think COVID affected like your listeners? Like, do you think that having COVID and like, do you think that helped you? Like,
yeah, I think that,
listeners?
Right. I think that a sort of bad situation kind of made a lot of people more keen to actually listen to my stuff. And so I learned like how many more people appreciate what I do and like are nice to me about that stuff. And I'm really grateful for that, It's pretty wholesome and seeing that a lot more people listen to your stuff than you expect. But
so like you just said, you were grateful for people listening to your music. Who or what has been the biggest help for you in doing this?
Honestly, I think it all comes down to like this nice close group of friends that I've had I think we've gotten a lot closer during quarantine because it's a lot harder to meet new people and stuff. And it's kind of cool as long as you have like a close group of people who are all different. It definitely makes you feel confident if you make something because you're like, okay, if the baseball kid likes it and the skate kid likes it too, then like maybe I'm going somewhere,
Yeah, definitely. So is this difficult? Like, how much time does this take? Like, explain to me how, like, when you go about writing a song or making a new song or producing whatever you do on the computer, how how long does that take and how difficult is it?
Yeah, so it can definitely range. Like I have plenty of songs that I have just not finished. There, a lot of them actually. Like, which is okay because I like to think of it as long as I'm making something, I'm improving and stuff. So it usually starts. I'll just be like skating around or something, and I'll come up with like a cool word or something like that, or some lyrics that are just a little weird, you know. And so I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I want to actually take that farther, and so I'd be like, you know, just practicing my guitar, like doing, just I'll come up with like some odd chord, and I'll be like, okay, I need to add on to that, and then I'll just mess around and like make a beat in this thing, and eventually it all starts to kind of build on each other and actually come together. So that's kind of the process. I think it takes, like I said, it took 2 weeks for one, but my first one, Take Me to the Sea, I think that was just like a week of just like super inspired layering stuff.
So how has this impacted your life as like a student, like in school, or how has it impacted your life as an athlete?
Well, honestly, I think it's done a lot for me because now I have a clear idea. I don't really know what I want to do in the future, but I kind of have a more clear idea about it. So like I can know when I'm doing school and stuff, and the teacher's having connectivity problems for like the entire class and stuff. I can know that at least after school ends, I have something I'm working towards. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Does this distract you from your school, or do you think it's nice? Like, is it nice being busy, or?
Well, I think that the best thing about school during quarantine is it gives us a lot of like much needed time, I would think. And so it's cool to like give myself little goals throughout the day, like in between classes and stuff. Like I'm gonna make this little lick, and it's just extra fun, you know.
Yeah, hold on. Going to.
Was it recording? I was about to say.
Oh yeah. Now I'm going to set up a different shot. We're gonna do your close up.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, it's like
Hold
kind
up.
of really close. You might want to move your leg.
Yeah.
Um,
How's the bangs looking? Not so great.
It's okay. All right. Sorry, we're going a little close.
I popped like 8 zits before this started though, so I'm a mess, but.
It's okay. I'm going to. Here, I need some headroom. All right. Perfect. Sorry. Okay.
Nice and close, yeah.
Yep. Just, keep looking at me.
Okay.
And okay.
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
gonna sit.
Okay.
I just have to raise it so
Yeah.
it's like a little bit off. Okay.
Mhm.
So you can just lower your gaze just a little bit. Now look at me.
Mhm.
Okay. So when you got your feet on the ground and started running with this whole making music thing, do you do this for yourself, or have you now started doing this like more for your listeners?
I would say my listener like base is still super small. It's mostly just like friends and stuff. But I think it's really satisfying when you do something completely yourself, you know? Like a lot of musicians have like a producer or something working with them. But during quarantine, it's been nice to kind of have these like intimate sessions by myself. I don't know if intimate's the right word, but like just kind of knowing that everything in the song was me, you know? Like it's just like a thing to have that I can look back on.
Yeah, it's like satisfying and you feel accomplished too.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is the best thing that has come out of doing all of this?
I think what you said like a couple seconds ago, just having like this nice, satisfying thing that shows that I'm improving at something. Like if you look back at Take Me to the Sea, the vocals are like not very great. But if you go to like maybe my most recent one, you can definitely see like how I've improved throughout the months and stuff. And I think it's really cool to see that like progression and know that like, yeah, okay, I can get good at this.
So tell me about that magazine that you got interviewed for?
Oh yeah, so it's pretty low key. It's kind of like a local newspaper thing, but it was cool because actually a lot of my mom's friends who are in bands kind of have interacted with that woman, so it was kind of nice. I learned that there's like an actual community in High Point, like a just a music community, and I actually learned that one of my teachers also got an article who's in like an actually big band, so that was crazy.
Did that make you more motivated to continue to put things out?
Yeah, I was like, wow, like it's so impressive, and she said like really nice things about my stuff, so I was like wow, like this is a thing that I'm doing. I'm not just like a poser, I guess. Like,
how did that interview for the magazine or newspaper, whatever it was, how did that change your like mentality towards making music?
I don't think it really changed the mentality, but it kind of it added something to the resume,
Yeah.
Like actually literally, like I did put that on my resume, which I probably shouldn't because I'm working minimum wage right now. But it's just something to let me know that like, okay, this is a thing that this is a thing that I'm doing, and it's like people are kind of taking notice, And so I'm like, wow.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
right.
That feels good.
Mm.
So for some person who thinks that making music online like this or on a computer with like all by yourself, no producer, whatever, do you have any like advice for them, for someone who's like just getting their feet wet?
Right. Well, I think I relate to them a lot because I'm not big whatsoever right now. But after doing it for a bit, I would only say just keep going because that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm seeing results. Like maybe I'm not seeing the streams increase or anything, but I'm feeling more confident myself. So for someone like that, I would say just keep going. And if you're feeling down about it, just look back at what you've made and be like, okay, I am making improvements, like regardless of how crappy your instrumental is right now or something,
Oh, for sure. So is the process of producing music and exporting it to like Spotify and SoundCloud, like, is that difficult or is that like super simple or?
It's surprisingly simple. You kind of have to do your research because I may or may not be using like a scam website. No, it's this website called DistroKid, which has kind of mixed reviews, but a lot of people in our area use it and they say it's pretty nice. And it's like $20 a year. I think it's 35 now, but it's pretty easy. You even get on like some weird sites like Pandora, if people still use that, which is it's pretty cool to just be like, okay, I'm on this. Like my grandpa can like listen to this a lot without me knowing about it, as opposed to me just handing him my phone and him like trying to listen to it. But
yeah, no, I gotcha. So you how do you think that this, like, do you think that being in like High Point, this area, like, do you think it has a like, do you enjoy making music from here, or do you think that if you were in like a different place, do you think it would be better?
Well,
or
I think there are definitely better places than High
Yeah.
Point. I mean, you wouldn't expect this to be a music city, and I wouldn't say that it is, but I think that you can definitely get contacts around here. And since I'm young, being in like a bigger city isn't really like a huge deal for me. It's just more about like getting those contacts, like people who are doing the same thing and
Yeah.
stuff. So if I was to move to like Vancouver or something like that, there might be one person who's like, I might do that too, or something, But yeah, something like that.
So one of my last questions. So you said you work a minimum wage job, so you go to school,
Mm-hmm.
and what else do you do? Like, tell me, not your day, but just like what's on your plate right now?
Right. So right now I am working with a partially real band right now because we're kind of on and off. So that's one thing. We've done one gig, which was pretty impressive because we actually We actually we had 1 week to prepare for that, and none of us had played together. So that's like one group I want to keep working towards. And then as for creative goals, I've not only with my music, I'm trying to get into film as well and just make like not very good movies and try to get good at that. Kind of like similar to how when I started with music.
Okay.
And so I'm working on that, writing some scripts, and I hang out with the boys, skate around. And then sometimes I have to go to Arby's, which I gotta be honest, I'm not trying to diss Arby's in this interview. I don't know why I work for Arby's. If this ever gets out to the public, Arby's will probably fire me. But well, they need the workers, so it's fine. But I do that, kind of pay off my car and stuff. So it's not too stressful of a week because school is honestly, I mean, I guess there are a lot of projects from time to time, but it doesn't feel like a lot of stress. Maybe it's because it really doesn't feel real. Like that might be the biggest thing, but.
So that's good. You can manage your time.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your school. You can do all the things you want to do outside of school. So what's your plan from here on? Just to keep trucking with your music?
I think I just want to, it's almost like a bucket list thing. Like I want to keep adding things to my resume. I mean like not like a resume like a job, just kind of my mental resume. Like make some short films if they're cool. I might want to keep pursuing that, make a lot of music, and by the time I get out of high school, I'll just have like these little things I can be like, maybe I want to keep going with this and show people and stuff. So I think that might be my I guess I'm not thinking too long term right now, but it's something I'm doing right now just to kind of keep myself from stressing out and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, that is all my questions for today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
This was great. All right, and I'm ending the video.
Oh, are you recording? Oh, yeah, I gotta be like, keep it casual. Okay, it's time to add some weird synth thing.
And they're not gonna be able to hear.
Oh, wait, they're not gonna be able to hear me?
I mean,
well, yeah, I get you. In that case, it'd be like, so it doesn't have to sound good. Alright, hold on 1 sec. It's looking boring as hell. Just spice it up. Okay, hold up. Let's get some. This is crusty as shit. Alright. Okay, that's something, I guess. All
don't
right.
worry, I can curl this shit out of this.
Okay, I got this. And then I'm gonna like add the guitar and be like.